Peoples, just want you to know cosmic awareness is out and about. Ew, 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 ew. Oh, yes, it is out. You can get it online at Barnes and Nobles and Amazon Books. Um, we about to go through a few just to let you know what it's about. Very, very powerful. Um, it's one of those. This is more of a self journey. Everything out there, everything you see is part of you. All right. It's part of you escaping what? The physical and getting back to who you truly are as we leave this next time zone behind and move into the next realm of conscious elevation. All right. I know a lot of us haven't ever been exposed to the Galactic Federation like you would see on Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever. They got it from books like the Book of Knowledge. They got it from books like the Urantia book. They get it from books like the Metu Neter, okay? The Gnostic scripts. See, always give scholarship because I want you to know what I know. I'm not trying to hide anything. I want the truth to be there. So finally, I was propelled. My spirit made me make this book. And this will catch everyone up on what's really going on. So I'm gonna go through it a little bit. We started off with chapter 0. Can't see it. Oh, wow. So basically, what that says was the awakening is the beginning of the decisions to go beyond the physical struggle. First thing we got to do is start to make some decisions. We got to start to take control over what we are, who we are, and why we are. So the awakening is the beginning of the decisions to go beyond the physical struggle. We must face truth. There's no way around it. You want to get beyond this physical realm, you got to know the truth. You got to face it, and it has to be something that's done on the inside. No one can teach it to you. You have to find it for yourself. Self-journey, cosmic awareness. Why is it cosmic awareness? Because you're aware of the cosmos, not only on the outside of you, but what's on the inside of you. And you got to map that out so you know where to get your power from. So the awakening, the beginning of the decisions to go beyond the physical struggle. We must face the truth, the double-edged sword, to see the unseen. Why is the truth the double-edged sword? It's going to bring you great joy and great pain. And it could be at the same time. All right? The only side back with the truth is once you know, you can't go to not knowing anymore. Once you know truth, it's with you, whether you reject it or not. All right? Just trying to let you know that's what makes it the double-edged sword. Once you acquire it, you can't get rid of it. That's a done deal. And because you acquire truth, you can now see what others cannot see. The unseen, the realm of the mind, the spirit, the soul. All right? These eyes only see 3%, 1% of the 3% of the light spectrum. Yet your mind's eye can see all of it. All right? So, once again, awakening is the beginning of the decisions to go beyond the physical struggle. We must face the truth, the double-edged sword, to see the unseen. We build our awareness of our divine image to awaken the God or goddess within. What do we got to do? We build our awareness. What are we trying to become aware of? Not what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. Nope, none of that. Nothing out here in the physical, in the realm of things. What are we doing? We're building our awareness of our divine image. All of us have a divine image, white, black, yellow, and red. Some of us are in more contact with it because the vessels that we in, the physical bodies that we in, allow us more contact than others. Okay, that's the only difference. I know they want to say we're all the same. We're not the same. 9 ether is different from 8 ether. 8 ether is different from 6 ether. 7 ether. 7 ether is different from 6 ether. Those are totally different body structures that they will not talk to you about. They won't tell you. All right. My skin is made of nanocarbon. It's a living nanocarbon plus melanin. While Caucasian skin will be made of mucous membrane. Totally different, but they're not going to teach you this in school. And I'm not trying to hate on no race or do anything. And I'm trying to tell you what I know. This is where we at. We're in the realm of us that are going to know and us that are going to not know and still believe. I'm trying to get you up out. So I wrote the book so that everyone, white, black, yellow, and red, can all know the truth. Then you make your decisions from there. I mean, the heart is focused and can be energized by anybody. The love radiations that runs everything can be captured by anyone. You just got to know it's there. And that's what this book is all about. Your divine image. Why is your divine image? We build our awareness of our divine image, which is the highest of us, the God in us, the Allah in us, the Buddha in us. Whatever deity you praise in religion is in you. And it's up to you to get that energy so that you can now be the deity. That's why they talk about God body, God consciousness. That's what I follow. I practice God science so that I can develop my God body and also come into my God consciousness. You are what you think you are. So you develop that divine image to do what? Awaken the God and Goddess within. All right. We go on to the first. I think I've kind of talked about this. I'm just going to skip through it. This is the first chapter of the book. I did a little interview on this before, but it just kind of talks about, the awakening. It's the introduction. Chapter, pre-chapter 0. Welcome to the living. Everything I'm saying in this book means something. So when you get it and you acquire it and you start reading it, don't read it with words, but read it with your spirit. Read it with your mind and allow it to sink in. Welcome to the living. Why would I say that? You have a lot of people that are alive, but they ain't living. All right? If you're controlled by what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good, get up, work, get a paycheck, come home, cook dinner, go on vacations, celebrate holidays, everything that everybody else do, that means you win the world. Remember, I'm talking to those that are in the world that are not of it. The world has been rejecting us forever. Okay, but all of us are in the same realm as far as what's going on here. But we got to know the truth. Somebody got to help. One got to help another one, and another one got to help another one. We all got to help each other because ain't nobody leaving this sucker by themselves as far as trying to do something more than what they are. Once you become into knowing you're saved, it's over for you. It's good. Everything else is cakewalk. Don't get it twisted. You don't worry about nothing. Your security is so powerful that nothing in this realm, in this physical realm, can even touch it. So I'm just trying to wake you up to your essence. So let me keep going. Welcome. That's why I call it welcome to the living. All right. Because now you're about to experience life on a whole new level. That's why I call it the upgrade. I'm upgrading everything. How you see stuff, hear stuff, taste stuff. How you look, how you feel, everything gets upgraded because now you know who you are. That divine image within you is what I want you to discover. So saying that, I start off with St. John's 3, verse 12. If I have told you earthly things and ye believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you heavenly things? So we got to have that open-ended self. We cannot be controlled by anything, no religion, no person, nothing. This is a self journey. You don't need any help on this journey but you. That's why I wrote the book. I talk about it in my podcast, Natural Living, Consciousness and Natural Living on Facebook, Overstanding Darkness on Facebook, Overstanding Darkness on YouTube. I talk about this all the time. So it came so much that I said, so let me put it in the book. The book is done. Facts. I'm telling you. You see my other book, the little picture in there with the guy blowing out, that's Overstanding Darkness. That was my first book, Author House. All right, so let me keep going. Upgrade 101 is truly about healing. And without healing mixed with discipline, there can be no upgrade. So in the book, first sentence, I'm letting you know. All right, you need healing and we need discipline for the upgrade to effect. All right. Why? Because as an ocean of people, we must heal together or apart. We are to go on to the next level of existence as we represent atoms, ATOMS, to atoms, ADAMS, in all beings. So basically, this is just one realm of the artificial matrix. Everything is in the mind. What you think you are, you are. All right? Because the mind rules all. That's the first universal law. But we're going beyond this certain construct in the physical realm. All right. Once we drop down and fell down here into the physical realm, where you have some that were born in the physical realm and some that fell down. I talk about that all through the book so you can get a clear understanding that there's other levels. There's population Earth 1. Earth 0, Earth 1. And when I say Earth 1 to Earth 0, I'm talking about multiple suns. There's suns that are blue, that are lit light without heat. It's a conscious light. This is the spiritual dimensions. These are the Father's many mansions or constellations. When you look out there in the stars, this is what all this means, but we've been lied to. Nobody want to tell us the truth. They want you to focus on what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good, so that you'll never know. And you won't trust the inner you. Let me keep going. All right. So I believe in what we talked about before, spiritual science, right? So I talked about St. John's, chapter 14, verse 17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, but can seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwells with you and shall be in you. That's the Spirit of truth. That's the entity that taught me what I needed to know, because the truth wasn't out here. The truth is in you. Love is in you. Forgiveness is in you. Loyalty is in you. Respect is in you. These are higher aspirations that are in you. And the only way they can be demonstrated is when they're in action. They're action words. They're actually verbs. All right. The small voice of truth never fails to steer us and keep us on the right path. But unfortunately, our wants, desires, and lights cause us to act differently, like an animal man. So you have different parts of you. The physical body represents the animal state. That would be the devil for y'all religious people. That part of you that always wants to eat and drink and party and buy a bigger car and bigger houses and have the best clothes, more money, more prestige. That's the lower part of you. The highest part of you is that where that spirit of truth comes in. Unfortunately, for most of you in the physical world, the spirit of truth is no fun, because it's stopping you from enjoying what's on the physical plane as you would see it. And it's making you look at it different. And once you see it for what it is, it's not enjoyable anymore. It's horrible. Let me keep going. We make the spirit of truth a partner in life's choices so that we can choose wisely. The effects of the animal body can be overcome through mental strengthening and slowly increasing the spiritual powers to control urges. This is why fasting is one of the best techniques for achieving mental strength. Can't say enough about fasting. When you can give up food and water through the daylight hours and only eat at night, you'll be surprised. You'll try to eat a lot, but you won't. Stomach will shrink. Health will return. I don't care what you on, medicines, anything, all that will reverse itself. drink plenty of fluids, you straight. Just don't eat anything. Let the body get back to itself. This is how we heal. Heal thyself. I haven't been to the hospital in 10 years. And before that, I hadn't been in 13 years. The only time I went, because my wife just wanted me to go because I ain't been in so long. I went and the first thing they said was, wow, I guess I won't see you in another 13 years. Nah, you won't see me ever. I can heal myself. You got to know your own body. Be your own physician. Traditional Chinese medicine. That's the book. The yin and the yang. Fabulous. Get to know who you are, how your organs work together, what minerals you need, not vitamins, minerals, because the body works off minerals. But let me keep going. It is hoped that our souls will learn to change their language structure from the vibration of sight and sound into the language of light. The language of light operates on a higher frequency of common light. The unaware man lives in a sea of complex electrical and biochemical energies. This is what most people study and practice in the variations of religion. Religion fails to understand that the membrane of the mind is instant media for cosmic circuit. Let me break that down, so I'm going to say it again. Okay. Instant media for cosmic. Religion fails to understand that the membranes of the mind is instant media for cosmic circuits. So within one brain cell in your brain where the mind is in the whole brain. It's a non-part of the brain. It's a non-material part of the brain. Okay. But the brain is what helps the mind come into our conscious. That's that voice of truth. Once again, you have a voice of truth and you have a negative voice, the voice of the body. The body has its own consciousness. That's why you have to train it. You got to make it submit to who? To you, the conscious part, not the part that looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. It loves to eat, loves to listen to shit that isn't good for him, tell a lie music, horrible rap. Tell a lie magazine, tell a lie news. You need internal input, not from out here, internal input. But let me keep going. Religion fails to understand that the membrane of the mind is instant media, automatic for cosmic circuit, meaning you can get a download. That's them downloads that we get. Anybody can get them at any time. The key is to be able to call it down when you want to. That's the power. Each of us can actually extend into worlds of light through the divine network of language. However, each of us must decode the language within ourselves. So within you, your language is going to be different than mine. But it's the same divine language that's keying us back into the one eternal. All right? We must understand how it is sprung from the primal codes illuminating from the templates of the heaven. Man is able to move from 0.1 evolution to light technology and even into star seed creation beyond the three-dimensional limitations we are all so familiar with. Unfortunately, unlike other sciences, illuminated teachings does not come easily to the human understanding at first. So what you're going to get in this book will be difficult for you at first to comprehend. All right. I say read it slowly. Once you've read it once, come back and read it again, and then you'll get a better, greater understanding of what's going on. Because the higher spiritual concepts you've never been exposed to before. All right, so just take it slow. Remember, you have the spirit of truth within you. That spirit of truth is going to guide you. It's going to tell you, know something? This book is crap. Get rid of it. Don't read it. Boom, boom. Or it's going to be like, all right, I'm interested. I'm listening. Well, where are we going from here? All right. Unfortunately, unlike other science, the illuminated teachings does not come easily to the human understanding. Man, the human must first be awakened by the desire or the zest, the motivation, the wanting to seek out a new spiritual life. This is when they say when a person hits rock bottom. Wow, they don't hit rock bottom. Ain't nowhere to go but up. and they can see things truly and clearly from what they were before they were programmed, because they had stuff. Once you get rid of stuff, looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, then it has no more appeal. It has no more interest. It's stuff. Once you can say, I'm good with your stuff, and you go into the inside, you have everything you need. All right, let's move on. All right. It is true that during meditative periods, when the mind is still, the brain recorder are given directions to overcome the cosmic language process only if one is willing to seek the truth about oneself and others. One can learn how the acceptance of sacred mantras and speaking sacred words can cause the body to respond. It responds at moments when man's consciousness is active by a higher energies to heal the body, emotions, mind, and soul. The Yeshua power or the spiritual gifts are made directly available to every son and daughter of the Creator. St. John's 10:34. Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law that I said ye are gods? Elohims. Part creator, that's in us. For us to have 9 ether to grow, hair that grows to the sun. In us. Other races have it too. All of us have our deities, our energy sources, our powers. It's just that some of them are demonic. They want to take. They want to keep this shit going. They like this deception and deceiving. Through the living faith, that's what we must have. Ain't no time for no half-hearted people in it halfway with their toes in it, but the rest of their body ain't. Go on, take the plunge. Through living faith, meaning you know what's going on. Conscious love and petitioning the Father for life that releases us from the cycles of beginning and end, the Alpha and Omega. Every soul may have life and life abundantly. So we got to get out of this cycle. We get down here. We can't leave down here until we know who we are, till we made the decision to go beyond the physical. What do they want to tell you? No, you only go to heaven and hell. Let's be real now. Hell that's going to torment you the whole time, right? But in heaven, I'm going to worship a God all the time, every day, and sit back and drink nothing, and or in the Muslim have 100 women. That's going to get boring real quick without purpose. And I'm pretty sure the creator of all things wouldn't have us come down here and go back to something that doesn't have purpose. That's why I say we stop here where we learn spiritually and consciously and solely, and we pick up right in another house of many mansions. All right. One universe can hold 777,777,777 galaxies. One galaxy can hold 777,777,777,777 solar systems. And every solar system has the potential for life and life-like planets like Earth. I'm trying to demonstrate how huge this thing is. They're trying to trap your mind into this small mind, and you got to be open-ended. You got to break through. I keep saying having an open-ended mind. Universe is an open-ended. The galaxies are because they blend into the other. Everything must blend into itself. Either you become a part of the one or you don't. And if you don't, there's nothing outside of the one, the all, the everything. Let me keep going. There is an overlap between higher evolution and human evolution as man is taken off the Alpha and Omega. These abstract scenarios were projected through the glowing geometries of light. They are part of the fire letters used by the scribes to transcribe knowledge from the Father's universe to the Son's universe to the Spirit's universe or the Mother's universe. All right. In the book, I talk about, you got to get the book, the Urantia book. What is it? Urantia. Urantia. Get it? That's what it's called, Urantia book. And it breaks down how the 7 super universes break down. You have the universe of the Father, the Son, the Spirit, the Father, the Son, the Father, the Spirit, then the Father, Son, and Spirit. And I might be missing one, but it goes down to 7, right? We are in the Father, Son, and the Spirit. We're at the edge as we make our way back. But you have two different types of creation. You have those that came from above down here to help us get out of here, to help us, everyone, get out of here. Then you have those that were cast down here for judgment, and they want to take as many people with them. But if you're down here in these days and time, that means you was a mighty, powerful agent up there. If you came down here. Now, if you were made down here, you were just made down here. Earth is going to claim earth. Spirit is going to claim spirit. Soul is going to claim soul. That's just how it is. And that's how you know that there's no such thing as death. You only transform. All right. So, the mysteries of the Father's house of many mansions, constellations, all them stars you see and the stars within stars, allow for infinite patterns of creation to proceed out of the Father's inexpressible love. So the creator, the all, I'm just saying Father as in Father of everything, but the all, this infinite and eternal being, all right, expresses itself through creations and allowing those creations to have free will. I talked about that in the book of Knowledge. Enoch 64 keys. All right. Then it says Job 9:9, which maketh Arcturus and Orion and Pleiades in the chambers of the south. These are the constellations. These are the house of many mansions. All them stars up there represent a sector. This love links all manners of species creation with the infinite way. Our lifeline is not easily understood and represents a revelation so vast that it could almost take the beholder into the very midst of the higher heavens. Okay? The truth of the matter is that the duality exists. Our sun's light is no longer significant to complete the evolution of man in this life station, this realm we're in, this age we're in, of cosmic violence, using technology of death and war. As Earth's magnetic field is changing and altering the biochemical rhythms, forcing species to leave behind its old reality or time cell of perception. Okay? Time cells, we're all in different. Right now, what's going on is the time cells are getting split up. People are going actually in different parallel universes consciously. You got some that are still thinking back in the 80s, some in the 90s, some in the 2000s. Shit, you got some thinking in the future, seeing what's coming. All right? But they're all focused, their energy focused all on different things. All right? It's all about cosmic awareness, consciousness. Consciousness. The higher you raise your consciousness, the more you'll be able to think, do, and be and see. Everything. Everything gets upgraded. All right. We must all understand that our universe, which includes millions of galaxies, is one house of the many mansions. Our galaxy is going through a vast leap into the new light creation, whereby galaxies and local universes, including Earth-like planets, will be raised to the next energy level, the next conscious level. That's what we should be devoted to instead of what's on YouTube, what's on television, what football team you trying to celebrate or basketball team you want to win. We should be focused on what we need to do down here so we can get the hell up out of here to the next station where we're freer. Leave this physical bondage. All right? Because the human body is bondage. Your power is way more powerful than this. But you come down here for a reason. All right? Revelations 21:1, and I saw a new heavens and a new earth. And the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. A long cleansing process is beginning to take place, which will cause the wicked to become more hateful. The righteous will become more righteous as the evidence becomes more and more apparent. As seasons change, selfishness and the greediness of the earth's people will become apparent. Before we can consciously receive the gifts of the Holy Spirit and the spiritual power, we must invite the eternal mind and the higher intelligence working with Yahweh to come into us. The eternal mind uses you as the light, the conscious L light for your fellow man. You become the Christ. That's what Jesus would talk about when it said, yes, you and didn't I say ye were gods? What was that? Saint John 32:10 or 10:32. Didn't I say ye are gods? All right. All right, just a few more. And St. John's 8:12. And then spoke Jesus, say unto again, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have light of life. It is necessary first step to empty ourselves of confrontations, temptations of the world, and slowly break the bonds of flesh through spiritual obtainment. As we ask the Father to pour the living light into our garment of flesh so that we can remove ourselves from the negative particles of the anti-universe. This means that before receiving spiritual power, man must first labor with his evolution of his physical body to receive the greater body of the spirit. What does that mean? That means if your physical body is full of poisons, full of the world, then how can your spiritual body flourish or even be born? So you first have to purify yourself, get right, fast, control your eating, control any vice that you have, any drugs that you have, control it. Use discipline. That's the healing. Once you can do that, now we're opening up yourself to higher energies through this discipline, through this consciousness. All right. All right. The body of the spirit is sanctification, dedication, and the blessing of the molecular form of the inner universe by the Holy Spirit. That's why you can look and be in your 50s and not have dye, have your own hair that is dark and not gray, because we're not supposed to. I have already turned my back on what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good. I don't eat like everyone else. I fast most of the time. I drink plenty of water and fluids and juices, H3O. And I take my minerals. That's it. That's all. I seem to lose weight. I have to stay in the gym to keep my weight up, just to get a little muscles in there, because I'm not eating all that crap. Very fit, never sick, always energetic. I work with kids and they want to know, man, you must be on some drugs because you always bounce around here with energy. Yeah, that's what the spirit does. I stay with the spirit. I walk with the spirit, sleep with the spirit. That's what I do. And this book is a representation of that. It's an accumulation. Let me keep going. All right. Someone tell you that in order for you to free your soul, the answer is in this religion or in that religion. Religion itself will not satisfy the demands of the entity that is not bound by space and time. The inner you, the part of you that can see everything, that can see the future and the past, that doesn't need to eat. The part of you that when you close your eyes and you say Sprite without moving your lips in your inner mind and you hear it, that part of you. Because you got to ask yourself, who's doing the talking if you ain't using your tongue? Who's listening if you ain't using your ears? That inner you. That's the most powerful part of you. All right? That part of you that's beyond space and time. Religion is a prison for those who are unaware. You must go past religion into the truth of all things. Isn't that what Jesus said? He didn't say, I'm going to give you the truth of some stuff. He said, I'm going to give you the truth of everything. All right? All things. Then you'll understand that at one point they were all one fundamental science. All those religions were one science at one point. They got fractured. All right. So The true light of Mecca, the true light of consciousness, or the living light, is a part of our destiny. If we would seek it out and feel the pull of the spiritual domain, our essence, all the infinite emphasis of our conscious focus instead, well, all of our emphasis of our conscious focus on pleasure, money, fame, sex, thrill seeking, we lose it. It loses its attractiveness. We slowly spiritualize our mind through meditation and the spiritual love that goes beyond any emotional love. You will be willing to sacrifice the flesh of the body of light that will open up what was once closed, and you will, for the first time, experience the infinite and taste the eternal. St. John 3, verse 3, and Yeshua answered them and said unto them, very, very, I say unto, except a man being born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. What is that born again? Mentally. Born again through spirit. Now your third eye is open and these eyes are more closed because the third eye sees it all. These eyes are the cheat code. You think you're seeing something. That's why 10 people can watch the same instant happen in front of them at the same time and all have different accounts of what they thought they saw. It all depends on how they feel, what level of consciousness they're at. All right. Our inner universe, which represents our thoughts and feelings, are very personal versus the outer universe. It's seen as a social environment, which what's outside of us, like stars, moons, planets, solar systems, galaxies, like being cosmically aware, you go from being mass produced to having a limited edition. You will overstand not to grab what is near, but to focus on what's far for the greater good. You will see as soon as you become enlightened to spiritual presence, in regard to spiritual things, they attach less value. You will start to attach less value to material things. All that stuff you love to do before loses its value, loses its power, its hold over you. If it's food, drugs, whatever. All right. They slowly emancipate themselves from the clutches of matter and the effects of flesh. I call this the cleansing. Knowledge of the divine law can now be conveyed in such a way that allows us freedom to follow it or reject it. The spirit is directly opposed to the earthly influence of the physical body. By clothing our inner divisible being, the spirit, with the physical matter that creates the illusion that we're separate beings. Freedom of choice is an intrinsic law for everyone, which is a fundamental law in the world, in the fundamentals of nature in the world. There are bound to be transgressions, sins, as the spirit matures at its greatest rate within the human physical existence. That's why we down here. All right. Why? Because there is bound to be transgressions, sins, when we're in this physical body, when you're being tempted by the animal spirit. As the spirit matures its greatest rate within the physical existence. That's why you're here. That answers the question, well, why would we go through all that? Because this ain't shit. This is just the stepping stone to the next. You're moving through this shit so we can become better, stronger, more potent. All right? I'm going to read it again so that you can understand. There are always, in Earth-like planets, there are always bound to be transgressions, sins. As the spirit matures at its greatest rate within the human physical existence. In truth, the earth after the fall of the angels is just a biological testing zone with good and bad spirits trying to free themselves from the clutches of flesh. In Revelations 12-9, and the great dragon was cast down, the old serpent, called the devil or the Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He is cast down into the earth, and his angels were cast down within him. All right? Running stuff. Got you deceived, keeping you in this physical realm, keeping you stuck into what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. All right? And this is just chapter, we ain't even on page 12. All right? We just moving along. But the book gets even deeper. It gets deeper, so it helps you to control. It helps you to understand what's really going on. Okay, the principalities, the spiritual agencies of what's happening. So I ain't want to do too much. I just want to give you a nice introduction to the book. I'm telling you, it's deep. You're going to go down your own rabbit hole. You're going to have to face your own inconsistencies, your own lies. All right. Your own thought forms that are demonic that you created. If you created it, you can destroy it. Okay. Everything is a part of you. Anything that's bad, you made it bad. Correct it. All right. That's that shadow work. Okay. To become cosmically aware. That's why I said cosmic awareness. That's why I got the picture. All right. You leaving the earth on multiple planes. Because now you know. No need to believe. Thank you for all y'all that are listening, that will get it later. Share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Put the word out that the book is there. It's ready. Amazon, Amazon Books, Barnes and Nobles. All right, get it. It'll be the best buy you've ever had. Trust me. Get more for your brothers and your sisters and your friends. Everyone can be cosmically aware. Saying that, peace and love. Peace.